Hello everyone, Zero in the house. Welcome back to another video, WOTV Final Fantasy Brave Exvi's New Content Overview, where we have a look at what's new every Wednesday. I still have coronavirus. I guess my voice changes every day, so still no video, and my voice is gonna be deeper. I can't personally complain, except for the fact that maybe I need to change a couple of things post-prod, but other than that, that's how it is. So let's keep going with the video. Finally, Esther is out, and things are looking really good, guys. I'm not gonna lie. We'll delve into the reason as to why. First of all, before we do anything, do keep in account that there is challenge board for this girl, and you'll be able to get her weapon by completing these challenge board, which is Asterisk Alpha. This weapon has some pretty crazy stats, I won't lie. I think that if you're considering getting a good weapon for Cloud, you might want to consider just getting the unit. You don't necessarily need to build Esther, but you know, just getting the unit for this weapon might be worth it. So far, all limited unit weapons have been relatively remarkable. So yes, it is a big investment, but if you are definitely invested in Lightning Slash, this is something not to scoff at. Anyway, let's get into the summons and see what this content is all about. The first thing that we presented is the Esther's 9-step, and this is going to be really good because, as you can see, the medals that we're getting by doing this 9 steps are shared with the 5 steps for her vision card, which is actually pretty good for Slash Lightning. Let's have a look at the stats for this vision card. So upon maxing this card, your whole team will get Lightning Unit Slash Attack Resistance Piercing Rate up 35, which is pretty much a version of the Exorcist card, like I mentioned in my previous video. But on top of that, Lightning units will get a 13% increase on their base HP, and also will get unit attack resistance up by 20. So if you're going against Starlight Elena, you'll be surviving her damage a bit better. Now, if you give this card to any lightning units, they'll get attack up by 30%. And if you give this card specifically to Esther, she'll get a further boost in HP by 10%, and then a critical hit rate up by 15%. And all that information is going to be really useful when we talk about her kit, which we're going to be doing around the end of the video. Now, if you go further down, there's the repeat banners for vision cards and units, which, you know, if you miss something, it's gonna be something of interest. I particularly like this banner over here. I personally missed the Ibarra card, but if you also did and you plan to get that card back, now you have a guaranteed chance for 10,000 free vision to get that card. So I do have Ibarra, but she's not leveled, so I might skip it this time, but definitely the choice is there for you if you're not interested in today's feature content. Going further down, we do have another thing of interest. I actually do like this double guild banner. So this guild banner will allow you to select shards for a limited unit, for a global exclusive or now global original unit. I think this is pretty cool. So you can, if you want to get Esther, you get double the chance to get her shards. So that's pretty amazing. Now from here, I actually do want to go on to the mock shop because it's going to relate back to what I said before in regards of the 9-step or the unit banners being the same, having the same medals as the vision cards. And that is because we have a PD select unit card that will actually grant you the chance to get Esther for what would technically be the equivalent to 40,000 vision. But you can get that for less because the 9-step allows you to save 4,000 vis, and then you can invest 10,000 vis that you would actually give and invested into the unit banner onto the vision card. So pretty much there isn't much else to invest to get this unit alongside the card. I think this is actually going to be pretty good, and I think I'm going to commit into pulling her. I'm gonna make a separate video after this one. We also have, for the same medals, mock shop for the vision card shards. So if you want to expedite the building of this card, you can use this method, although I would only use it if if obviously you're not interested in getting global exclusive, or if you have any leftover medals from getting whoever you want. Now from here, let's move on to the shop. And special shop actually doesn't have much. I'm surprised. We don't even have pack H. We only have this ultra expensive pack, which is definitely over the top for most people. I think that's the equivalent of 79 or 69.99 US. Definitely something that not many people will be able to achieve. But then again, why would you do that when we just spoken about one of the best ways for you to achieve everything that you possibly would want this week for about 36k. We also have this other shop that will grant you a further chance of getting those summon tickets for global, but I think it's not worth it. I generally think that this shop is not worth anyone's time. However, on the free shop, we do have those experience cube, which will be most welcome. And other than that, you know, the usual stuff. If you need to grab adamantite and you're running out, that's one way of doing it, by this free shop. We also have global exclusive feeder shop, where you can grab unit shards for not only the units but also the VCs, and you can get the initial memories for ESTHER's main job. Okay, from here we can go directly onto... I remain on the screen because I want to talk about the PvP content for this week. So not only we have limited guild battle, where it follows the guild supremacy format. I love that stuff. That's so strategic, and it actually incites you to work with your teammates, or at least have some sort of synergy from fighting together so long. And we also do have quick pick match, which is Pokemon style fights. You and your opponent create a team of 6. You pick 3 units out of the 6, and then you battle each other. I think that's so cool. Adds a level of psychology and trying to one-up your opponents and stuff like that. I love that. I hope that this kind of content comes out more often. From here, we can move on to the far plane. And we do have a new piece of story, another story, where we finally have the last word of the crystal showing up, Asterius. And by doing this piece of story and completing it, our Lucio will get an extra skill, which will make him a bit stronger. And eventually we'll see if there's ever going to be more another story information coming up. I can see here that this is actually called Chapter 1. So it does give an indication that more chapters will come out, whether they'll further improve Lucio, or whether we'll actually get more Word of the Crystals, or maybe we can get Dark Warrior of the Crystals. We can speculate as much as you want to make the video like freaking 40-minute long, but this is not why we're here. Because we want to move on to the fact that we need to talk about Esther. So let's put her in the picture. And her stats are quite interesting. She has the same agility as Starlight Elena, but the same tankiness as Lucio. So I think that's pretty crazy. So one thing that I didn't like is that her actual dexterity and luck are lower than what we were expecting, especially given the fact that they were marketing her as a unit that was going to have high dexterity, high accuracy. So on paper, she's strong, but she's not as good as we probably thought she was going to be. These on screen now are the stats that eventually she's going to have once she's all maxed out with all her board, which is actually decent enough, but still leaves much to be desired, especially with that dexterity. Now, let's talk about her kit, because I think this is where she's gonna shine the most. So let's talk about her passives, and she's like, her Ball Lightning Barrier passive I think is probably gonna be one that looks interesting, but you might not want to equip just because she gets a further decrease to her magic resistance. So her resistances are all good across the board. She has 15% resistance to everything except a negative 15% resistance to magic, so giving Ball Lightning Barrier will further decrease your magic resistance, which will eventually make you susceptible to people that might actually want to run Kilfin Luel as part of Earth team, knowing that Esther is weak to Earth magic. So do keep that in account. You want to mitigate that that weakness and perhaps give her something else. I think that Holy Knight's protection is gonna be perhaps her best in slot alongside either T-Floor or acquired AP up. I personally think that if I am going to have this girl, I'm gonna run her with T-Floor to move away from to at least, you know, buff herself and her teammates faster, and then move away and try to attack the opponents. And then acquire AP up is going to be really interesting for her because she only has 11 starting AP, or like that's sorry, 19 starting AP. That's nothing, especially when now we have a look at her main kit, and we notice that all of her skills are at least 22 AP. If not more. So she's either gonna need bells or she's gonna rely on that acquired AP up, definitely. Another thing you could do is pair her with Cloud and hope that Cloud procs that AP acquisition on critical. That's gonna be pretty good for her. Keep in account that she does have skills that will increase her critical rate. One skill I really like, I must say, it's not Storm Guardian that much. It's nice that she has further resistances, but what I really like here is Stormbrand. So Stormbrand will not, guys, it's not 30%, it's not 30% accuracy, it's 30% hit chance. So for whatever reason, if she's trying to hit Elena and her base hit chance is 50, she's gonna bump that up to 80% with Stormbrand, and that's good enough. It's not gonna make her reliable by any chance. She doesn't have like any 100% hit attack, but you know, that's better than nothing. And remember, we're talking about a bruiser, someone that is supposed to be a tank. So she's supposed to resist that single unit attacks, the AoE attacks, and having 30% hit chance increased, I think is good enough for the role that she's supposed to fill. She definitely needs to be with Cloud, or she definitely needs to be with Starlight Elena as a bare minimum in terms of fitment and team. If you're fighting magic, maybe you want to do Starlight, maybe you want to do Esther and Charlotte, with Esther having that Alexandrite ring to further boost that accuracy if she's going to be your damage dealer. So there's definitely ways of making compositions more interesting, and they don't necessarily need to be only Thunder focused. Let's talk about her sub-job. Bolting Wave, decrease critical evasion, and yeah, that's okay. I mean, it's gonna help her do more criticals, I think, and for 18 AP, that's pretty good. And I would probably switch off Chain Lightning. You do want this girl to have 50 faith, if not lower, so I wouldn't go out of my way to increase her faith just for a sub skill. He does have P passive, and that's gonna be good for her in regards of having a guaranteed attack, which is sneak attack, but I wouldn't rely on it too much. I think that Thief is good for her passive, and in a situation where, you know, you want to make her more damage oriented, yeah, give her Thief. But I personally think that I will run either Paladin for Immortal Spirit, or her Precursor sub for Bolting Wave, so that she can crit more reliably. And with that, that is all. Thank you so much for tuning in on this video. I'm gonna start making my pool video now. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. And if you like what we're doing, please consider subscribing. I'm so thankful for your time, and I strive to make more informative, if not also entertaining videos. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you in the next one. You guys take care.